Hi, I'm Brenna, and I'm going to be your counselor today.
Hi, I'm Logan.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So before we start, I'm just going to talk a little bit about confidentiality. So could you tell me what you know about that?
I just know basically that whatever I tell you stays between us.
Yeah, so that's basically it. There are a few circumstances where I would have to break confidentiality, though. So I would have to break it if I think you are going to be a risk to either yourself or others. I would also have to break it, for example, if you got in trouble with the law and you were in court and my records got subpoenaed, I would have to break confidentiality in that circumstance. And also if you disclose any form of abuse towards a child or a senior. Okay. I have to break it. So did you want to start by telling me a little bit about why you came in here today?
Sure. I'm just feeling like a little overwhelmed right now. Like school, like we're coming to an end and there's more assignments and I'm just getting really stressed out. And then on top of that, like I just have a lot of like family stuff going on.
Okay, so did you want to start by telling me a little background about your family?
Sure. So, I just come from like a really close family, and my grandfather was just like diagnosed with dementia, and it's just like kicking in, and it's just a little much for our family right now.
So when this is happening, do you have any supports here in Peterborough that you can go to or anyone that you can call?
Yeah, so I talk to my friends a lot about it, just because my mom will call me and want to talk about it.
Yeah.
She, like, that's just how it's always been. She comes to talk to me about her problems.
Yeah.
And it's okay, but yeah, so I do confide in my friends a lot for that support.
So are you close with your mom?
Yeah, I'm really close with my mom, yeah.
So do you call her, like, as well when you want to talk about it, or?
Yeah, like, I call her, and not all of our conversations are, like, about him. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes
of
we'll
course.
start off, like, oh, like, how's school going, or something like that, and then it eventually ends up, we're talking about it. So sometimes it's just, like, too much, and I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
So you said you were also stressed out with school coming to an end, and do you think that a part of your stress would also have to do with your family issues happening right now? Or
No, I
even
think,
with
like,
school?
my school stress is totally different from my
Okay.
family stress. Like, just sometimes I can be a procrastinator, but I do know, like, what needs to be done, but I just don't do it.
Okay, so do you have any, like, coping strategies or resources that you can use when you're getting stressed out about school here in Peterborough?
I tend, most of the time, like, to leave my house. Like, I'll come to the library and do work when I'm feeling like, okay, I just need to get things done. So, like, that kind of relieves some stress, but then sometimes I come and I'm just, like, not really motivated. So then my work's not good, so then I'm like, well, there's no point.
So are you not motivated because you're not interested in some of the work you're doing? Or is it just because you don't really feel like doing it at the time, so it's not the best work you could be doing?
I think it's just at the time, like, I just don't feel like doing it. Like, none of our tasks are super difficult. They're, like, time-consuming, and I obviously want to have a good mark. And sometimes I'm just, like, not feeling it that day, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
So do you think that there's any way that you could start to manage your stress? Could you think of any strategies?
Like, to manage my stress, sometimes I'll go for, like, a walk, or I like to shop, so sometimes I just go and shop and buy things that I don't need.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel better, and then I'll be like, okay, you treated yourself, now it's time to do, like, work or something like that.
So do you think a problem with your assignments is your time management with it? Or do you think it's something else?
No, I think it has to do with some time management. Like, I have a calendar, so I know when everything's due. But then I feel like sometimes I'm just like, oh, like, you got lots of time. And then I'm like, oh, but you don't.
Yeah.
So I think, like, I just don't estimate how long it's going to take me to do an assignment sometimes.
So do you think by doing something, let's say, the day you get the outline for the assignment, starting a little bit, working on a little bit each night up until the due date would be something that would help you not get so stressed out about school?
Yeah, probably. Like, I tell myself I inspire to do that, but
Yeah.
then it never happens. So I'm just like, all right, it's back to square one, I guess.
So, and you said your family stress is completely separate from your school stress.
Yeah, they're totally different, but at the same time, like, they're both stressful. So it just, like, suffocates you.
And you said your grandfather just got diagnosed with dementia before, sorry?
Well, yeah, so he was diagnosed, like, 2 or 3 years ago, but now he's, like, starting to decline, and, like, my grandma's not, like, dealing with it well, so, like, we have to deal with her, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about him, it's about both of them. So it's just, like, a lot, and, like, we have such a big family, and we're all, like, grown up and doing different things that we can't really necessarily be there and help as much.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, you're getting texts from my aunts and my moms and being like, hey, like, can you come and help? And you're like, well, I have stuff to do, too.
Yeah.
So, like, I just feel like sometimes we're abandoning them, but it's okay.
And is this your first time living away from home, or have you lived away?
No, I lived away from home last year. So, yeah.
And this wasn't as big of an issue last year as it is this year?
No, not even close.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
So last year it was easier to manage.
Yeah, like last year it was okay if I wasn't around, but now it's kind of like, oh, I should probably step up more.
So would you say you go home more often this year?
No, I literally do not go home. Just because I live so far away that it's hard for me to get home. Like, I don't have a car, so it's not easy for me just to get home and, like, go home for a weekend. Besides, it's such a long drive that it's kind of just...
So how far away do you live?
I live 7 hours away.
Oh, yeah, that is very far.
It's a hike, yeah.
Yeah, that is a very far away from home. I couldn't imagine dealing with all of this being 7 hours away.
Oh, yeah, it's very stressful.
And you said that you have your mom as a resource to call, and she also has you.
Yeah.
And you guys have, like, boundaries, I guess would be the best word, like when you're getting overwhelmed with schoolwork and she's calling you and you can be like, Mom, right now, I want to talk to you, but can I call you back? Do you have that, or?
Yeah, she's pretty good for that, but there's moments, like, where we are talking and then she'll, like, maybe bring something up, and she's a very sensitive person, so I try, like, not to say anything, so then I'll, like, call my sister and be like, hey, can you talk to Mom about this? Like, I can't right now.
So do you think that's something that, maybe not when she brings up the issue, but maybe a different time you could set up, like, with your mom, be like, I understand that, like, you want to talk to me, and I do want to talk to you about it, but I also have a lot of schoolwork to do.
I think for sure I could do that. Like, I don't think she'd have a problem with that. Like, I think she would totally get it. It's just sometimes I know that she wants to talk, and it's good for, like, her mental health. Yeah. So, and, like, I talk to my friends and, like, my sister, so I kind of have that more of a support where I don't think she has that support.
Yeah.
So, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think, like, your sister could call her more often, or?
Yeah, I think my sister does a good job too, but again, she lives in BC, so she lives even further than I do. So we're both kind of in that same position where we're like, oh, how do we do this?
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. But before I finish this, is there anything you want to talk about? Or do you have any questions about next counseling session that I can answer?
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay, well, I think we did a great job today, and I'll see you next time.
Perfect, thanks.